I'm Bo, and I make clothes while trying to care for animals, people, and our planet. I was born in Poland many years ago. I was born just end of 70s, so just end of communist era. So I was 10 or something. It was pretty dull growing up in Poland, but I kind of enjoyed it. We didn't have toys and things like that. So I had to make my toys and imagine them. And I think that's where I started the paper dolls. You could buy them in little corner shops, so I had a shoe box full of them. And I just played with them for hours and hours, designed clothes for them. And the best one was called Beata. And she had this beautiful dress, red with like polka dots. And this black fringe hair, and all I wanted is to be like Beata one day. She was my favourite. I designed everything for them. I designed their lives and the clothes and the family lives, and I think it was kind of a way of escaping from what's really going on around me. And one of the stories I do remember is when I went to shop to get some sugar, and I've queued for about 4 hours or so, and just butter been delivered to shop, and that's like seriously a luxury. Butter, come on. So it was a dilemma, what do I buy with my one card? Do I exchange that for sugar or butter? And I made the decision, go with the butter. And it was risky. It was a risky decision, but I think my mum was proud of me that day. But I think the key thing was that I wasn't alone. Pretty much everyone in Poland was brought up that way in the days. No one had lawns. And we're all the same, which was quite nice in a way. So there were lots of stories like that in communist days. Like I said, there's lots of concrete, there's lots of grey, and there's lots of serious stuff going on, but I tend to have quite positive memory of it in a strange way that, like I said, it taught me how to enjoy life with very little. I think I always knew that I'm not going to live in Poland forever. I always knew that I'm going to move somewhere. I always wanted to travel. And strangely enough, England was always the dream country I want to come to. I don't even know why, but it always was. I think language, which really inspired me. I liked it. However, moving to England, that was a little different story, because I don't think Yorkshire is quite English. That's a very different language itself. So when I came to England, feeling very confident with my language skills, and I started talking to Yorkshire people, I had no idea what you guys saying. I went to shop and someone told me, there you go, love. I'm like, what the hell? So it's very, I love Yorkshire accent now, but it's great, but it's different language, it's really not English. 2010, I've entered Leeds Fashion Show, and thinking that I'll be just backstage helping dressing up people and then learning some stuff from it. But I have submitted some drawings as a 6-piece collection, and I do remember Anula, the organizer from Leeds Fashion Show, rang me and saying, like, are you in? And I kind of shit myself at that point, because I thought, what do I do about it now? I just bought a little sewing machine from a charity shop and started learning how to make clothes, because kind of an application form I kind of slightly lied, saying that I've made clothes before. What I meant by that was a cushion, not the clothes themselves. So that was like learning everything, literally everything. And I had this style in my head which I wanted to do, like Victorian punky things. So I've designed in my head this black and yellow jacket, which I really wanted to make. But there is no black and yellow check fabrics anywhere, so I had to hand dye it myself for the fashion show. And I think that jacket was the key thing which made the whole journey carry on and things. But there were lots of plasters and Red Bulls. Yeah, I didn't have a clue what I was doing. It's not that I know now what I'm doing, but being self-taught have lots of benefits, but it's also got lots of downsides. And lots of times I did think about going back to uni, college or wherever and learn how to make things properly, and how things get done by books and how they should be done. But, I kind of invented my way how to put buttonholes, how to stitch buttons rather than doing a correct order or whatever it is. And I think it's a good side of that and it's a bad side, because it could be quicker, it could be more efficient if I knew everything, but I don't think it could be quite as creative and innovative. So I kind of like being self-taught. I never really chosen to be ethical fashion designer. That was never something I thought I will become ethical fashion designer. When I started falling in love more and more with making clothes, it was always going to be ethical way, because this is where I am, and I always love animals, love people, and I'm quite active when it comes to signing petitions and doing things around the world. And so obviously making clothes had to be done that way, because there is no other way in my view. There is no way of using child labour. There's no way of not trying to use ethical fabric. I was Bangalore Fashion Week. I was talking about not using leather and fur on that show, and it was published in some newspaper, local paper, and PETA US picked that from India. They passed it to PETA UK, and someone from PETA rang me, and I just presumed they rang me because I've signed so many petitions, they're going to send me like a free pencil or something. And then they started telling me about this, that I've been selected for New Designer PETA Award, and they decided to give me the award. I mean, I read lots of books about ethics. I'm really, really passionate about it. I mean, when I started, I tried to use just vegan fabrics and found out that actually natural fabrics are much better. However, if you use natural, you've got to care about sheep and where the silk comes from. So there's so many different areas of ethics, and trying to tick all the boxes is literally not possible. So we're just always trying to do our best, and each time trying to be better and educate people through it. For me as a designer, it's also important that I'm in charge of every stage of producing the garment, starting with buying the fabric, knowing where that fabric comes from, knowing it's organic, making it with organic threads, packing it, putting labels which are produced from recyclable paper, and posting that to customers, knowing that customers cares about this ethics is just the best thing ever. I don't want to change the whole world. I've got no power to change the whole world, but I think if people just start questioning, I think that's what I really would like. Yeah, if I stay as it is and just making more and more ethical clothes, I'll be more than happy. Plus 2 kittens, ideally. I want 2 more kittens. No, 500 kittens. I want to build massive sanctuary for kittens. I think the reason I started fashion actually was so I can rescue lots of polar kittens.